Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you how to plant grass seed. It's actually a really simple process and I will be showing you how to do it in a step-by-step tutorial. Let's get right to it. Firstly, I will be planting grass seed in this area right here. As you can see, this is sort of a bare, spotty area right here, but you can use this step-by-step process whether you are planting grass seed in a small area like this or a much larger area. Step number one is to sort of rough up the soil. Now you can see right here that it just finished raining about a few hours ago, so the soil is already nice and moist, but you want to do this whether the soil is completely moist or completely dry. I'm just going to be using a very little simple cultivator right here, but you can use pretty much any tool that's just going to open up the soil. So I'm just going like this right here. In the area that I'm going to be planting the grass seed in, I'm just going to use this cultivator just to rough up the soil. That's the number one step, the first step. Just tear it up because you really want the grass seed to have a really good chance at getting into that soil. Just like that. So I'm just like that. It's pretty much roughed up. I'm just going to go over it lightly one more time. Just like that. Make sure you can go multiple directions if you want. Alright, and what I'm also doing is I'm getting rid of any dead grass that's on there right now. Okay, now that I've roughed up the soil, the next thing that you want to do is you want to get some grass seed and you want to just sprinkle it lightly in the area. Now there are many different types of grass seeds that you can use, so choose the one that works best for your grass and your sunlight and rain conditions. I'm using this grass seed right here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some in my hand, and you want to be pretty generous with the amount that you're sprinkling down. So I have some in my hand. We're going to just sprinkle it down all on the area. Don't be picky. Don't try and get it only in certain areas. Just get the grass seed down there just like that. And once again, you want to be pretty generous with the amount that you're putting down. Just like that. You can use a tool for this. I just like doing it by hand because in my opinion it gives me a little bit better control with regards to getting it down where I want and making sure that I get enough grass seed down there. Okay, so now that you have sprinkled your grass seed, and that was step number 2, step number 3 is to top it off with some soil. Now what I have is just some basic lawn soil. It's just over here. It's just some lawn soil. And I'm going to use that lawn soil, and the purpose is to hold the grass seed down and allow the moisture to be retained so that the grass seeds can germinate, because ultimately you want them to germinate. So I'm just going to use this little trowel right here. I'm going to be getting some soil in the trowel, just like that. And I'm just going to break it up so that the soil is, in nice small bits, and I'm just going to sprinkle it over the grass seed. Now you don't want to put a ton because the grass seed does need to get the environmental factors, but you do want to put a decent amount. And even if you don't have a trowel, you can just take your hand and sprinkle it down just like that. But the point is, you don't want the grass seed to be flying away with the wind, number one, and number two, you don't want birds to come and pick at the grass seed or anything like that. So you really just want to be generous with the amount of dirt that you're putting down, but not generous enough to the point where the grass seed is not going to get what it needs with regards to sunlight and water. Just generous enough just to hold it down. Sprinkle that dirt down, and that's the final step. I'm just going to finish it off for this video just to give you a brief general idea of how much dirt you want to put down there. You want to get it to the point where you can just barely see the grass seed through the dirt. Barely see the grass seed. That's basically it. I'm just going to throw one more handful down. Just sprinkle it generously around the area. And that's basically it. If you really want, as a bonus step, if you're really concerned, you can actually go and pat this down with your foot. I'm not going to do that in this video because I don't like using that step, but some people like to actually just take their foot and just stomp it down just to really make sure that the grass seed in the soil stays down. It all depends on the weather conditions that you're dealing with. But that's basically it. In this video, I have shown you how to plant grass seed. It's actually a really simple process, and you can use these steps whether you're planting grass seed in a small area like this or a much larger area. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry, I did forget to mention a key ingredient in planting grass seed and growing grass. You need to water the grass seed as much as needed. And it all depends on where you live, the amount of sun that the area gets, and the amount of rain that is coming down on that grass seed. But make sure that you look on the grass seed packaging and look at the amount of water that the grass seed needs, and make sure that you water that grass seed so that they can germinate and grow into a nice thick lawn.